Welcome everyone, my name is Lady Alex, and this is Say What with Lady Alex. Today I will be talking to you about a few of my passions and why I created this podcast. Aside from my photography and my many craft projects, my true passions lie with gaining knowledge and sharing it with people to help make a growing and positive community. Today, I'm going to interview Victoria Johnson, and we're going to discuss life as an entrepreneur, a mom of a blended family, how she manages to balance many children, an extraordinarily ambitious boyfriend who sometimes forgets Rome wasn't built in a day, and how she brings it all together to create a home. Welcome everybody to Say What with Lady Alex. I'm your host, and for today's episode, we have a special guest in the Bare Elements Studios. She's an entrepreneur, a mom of 5, about to have her 6th at the end of this month, and is helping her man create a tree business. She is proficient in weathering the storm, and just like the sweet Dolly Parton once said, storms make trees take deeper roots. Welcome, Victoria Johnson.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm
really excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you in our studios deluxe.
Yeah.
You're the first one. Thank you. We're trying.
Moving on up. I don't own the rights to that music. Neither do you.
No, that's okay. We'll edit that out. So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about me.
Yeah.
So you were talking about that I had 5 children.
Yes.
That's a blended family.
Okay.
So I don't have going on 6 biological children.
But you're mothering.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm definitely mom of all of the creatures.
Okay.
I've got going on 6 children.
Yeah.
2 boys, 4 girls.
Oof.
Stepchildren, biological children, his, mine, and ours kind of situation.
Okay.
So that's been a really exciting journey.
Yeah. Learning, for sure. Lots of learning going on.
It's got a learning curve like I've never seen.
I do have to say, I'd have to commend you on how excellent your co-parenting skills are. It's something I've never seen.
It's too weird for some people because I have co-parenting relationships that are deeply embedded, and those are my friends.
Yeah,
we're just happen to be raising kids together.
Yeah.
But not every situation calls for that. I have co-parenting situations that are very strained, where we're
toxic relationships.
Yeah, there's just an inability to put that hate aside and put the children before your disdain for your ex partner. I want him to hurt so badly that I'm willing to have my children pay for that, and that's just not something I'm not willing to do.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate because in the end the children only lose.
Exactly. And so it's not for everyone, and not every situation requires that embedded co-parenting. Sometimes it's just about being there when you're supposed to be, making sure the kids get what they need, and really kind of shutting your mouth and just letting the other parent get their time and you get your time and the kid gets exactly what they need.
Right. I mean,
There's endless amounts of studies that would show that a child benefits from having 2 parents. And
even if you're not together.
Even if you're not together. Yes, because that's critical to who they are.
Right.
And I want my kids to be exactly who they want to be.
Right, and exactly who they were meant to be.
There's enough hindrance in the world, so.
Okay, now, to those listeners that, have those kind of relationships where the emotions tend to get in the way or the other tends to, run their mouth, how do you deal with that? I mean, I'm sure situations like that arise.
Okay, so I'm human.
Okay.
And I definitely have my moments where I have to privately step away and feel all those normal human things. Yeah. Do I think that everybody is wonderful and great and that they're making good positive parenting decisions? No. I'm a person. Even the partners closest to me, my own ex-husband or my partner's ex-wife, they're really good friends to me, but it doesn't mean that they don't do things where I'm like, not how I would do it, but we move on.
Okay.
But I have to stay positive because me in those negative situations, especially some of my more volatile situations with other parents, you don't, it doesn't benefit anybody.
No.
Me stepping in the way, raising my voice, calling somebody names, or even passing judgment on them, it accomplishes nothing, especially if the situation is already volatile.
Yeah.
Because then you're looking at all of the backlash. And at the end of the day, I have to stop myself and say, is the backlash worth it?
That's true.
And it's not. Never, not once has it been. I will say that I have confidently kept my mouth shut when it comes to co-parenting relationships or situations in parenting that I don't agree upon. I feel like you voice your opinion in a healthy way, and you...
Do you just make those like private conversations, or do you just kind of...
Sometimes
right
it's not my
there?
place.
Okay.
Like my partner Randy, sometimes it's a situation with his own ex-wife. Now you play a role where I am his partner. I'm the mother of his children. We have a company and a life and a future together. So I do have a say.
Right.
But there's also certain situations with my own ex-husband when we're talking about our two children.
Right.
Where there's a line that you walk up to.
Okay.
And then it's about the two parents, the two biological parents.
Right.
And so that is hard, because that means
Yeah.
not being prideful
Right.
and not being hateful and not being jealous.
And knowing when to shut your mouth.
And knowing when to shut your mouth, because you could make a situation difficult.
Worse, yeah.
It is not easy. I do not envy people who are in bad situations.
Right.
With their co-parenting. It's definitely... I'm always learning. It's always different.
That's
You
good,
could ask
though.
me next month how my co-parenting is going and be like,
It could be totally different.
it's going.
It's great.
But the kids are happy. Our children know that there is no boundary when it comes to family. And
good,
I think that it's a really awesome quality to have.
That is.
We have a big, amazing family.
Lots of people to love them.
Exactly. And that's what it's about at the end of the day. Easter is coming up. And...
Are you doing the whole blended thing?
We are going to do a whole blended thing, including my stepson going to my ex-husband's family's house.
Wow.
So that we can all be together.
That is awesome.
But like I said, it's a little weird for some people.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody.
But that's awesome. I think that's
hey,
inspiring to be able to do it and to not.
We're just
have
all
your
in
own,
it together.
Yeah, that's great.
Just trying to keep the children alive. That's all that you can really ask.
Sometimes it takes a
Is
village.
there anybody out there that can help me keep these children alive? Because that's what I would really appreciate right now.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, I have two of my own, and it's definitely a challenge.
Yeah, because regular parenting is hard.
Yeah.
So now you're
There are
parenting with people
definitely times.
that you have more than proven that you
Right.
don't get along with.
I'm not gonna lie, that would be difficult for me.
Right? Like, hey, I hated you once,
Yeah.
but let's raise a kid.
I hated you once. I still do, but here's my child.
Exactly.
And
I love my child more than I hate my spouse.
and
my
that's
ex-spouse.
wonderful. That's truly inspiring, because
Yeah.
I don't think that there's a lot of people
Let
like
go
that.
of the hate.
Yeah.
That's all that I can really say.
Yeah.
That would be my tip on that. Would just be
That's
like,
great.
let it go.
Yeah. Bare Elements Events. Creating life's precious memories, one element at a time. Everything from planning events, providing talented DJs, or photographers trained to perfectly capture your life's moments. You'll receive personalized mementos you'll cherish a lifetime. How do you channel that into, being an entrepreneur, balancing home life with possibly 6 children under the roof at a given time, and
It's definitely
promoting your business and
Yeah. Never did I think I'd be in the tree business.
No?
I was just joking with Randy saying that there were 25 years of my life that I didn't even think about the fact that trees got cut.
trees just grow, and that's what a tree does.
Yeah, that was my concept. Is like, there's a tree, it's in the ground, it grows.
Well, I do have to say, until I was an adult, I didn't realize that, you just can rip out the tree that is kind of falling over, and you just put a new one in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't realize that. Okay, trees. Cool.
Yeah. So it's not exactly the direction that I thought that I was, that my life was going to take me, but it's been really fun.
Yeah.
It's a really neat challenge. It's hard to balance such a big family and starting your own company.
Right.
I think that building up here in the Grand Valley has its own trials and tribulations. There's a lot of room for opportunity, but it is a battlefield on so many platforms. There's lots of competitors, and you want to be the best quality job at the fairest price. And sometimes those things don't go hand in hand.
But you also want to make sure that you're being valued.
Yeah, absolutely. My time, our crew's time, Randy's time, and his knowledge is worth money.
It's kind of an unsafe job. Like,
oh yeah, he could die every day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All the time. And that's not, I mean, that's what you pay for at the end of the day.
Because I don't want to get up there and
it's
cut
not
a tree.
that tree work is expensive. It's that you're going to pay for the fact that you don't want to get up there and do it.
I'm not climbing no tree.
And I don't blame you on that one. I'm not climbing a tree either. The ground is where it's safe.
I don't even want to pull my own weeds, let alone cut my own trees.
I would rather cut down trees than pull weeds, if I'm being honest.
Yes.
It's more fun. But it's been a balancing act. I have good times and I have bad times.
For sure.
Sometimes I really need Randy to step in and be like, hey, girl, I really need you to push an ad or, pull for some business, do some follow-up phone calls. Because I get caught up in family life and trying to create a human being inside of me for the last 9 months. And all of these things, it clouds. You have to stay focused.
Yeah. For sure.
And that's why having a good partner and good friends around me, fellow entrepreneurs like yourself.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough to have powerful women in my life, multiple people that I associate with also own their own businesses. So we're in that similar situation where, your family's building a presence here in the Grand Valley. I've got other friends building that presence, and we can kind of come together to help push each other forward.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
I really lean on that. Like, I'm not doing it alone. A lot of people are like, how do you get through it? Well, I get through it because I have to. It's amazing what you can do when you don't have an option. That's my favorite saying. It's amazing because when it comes down to it, you can do it. Right?
I'm still waking up tomorrow, so
exactly.
What else am I gonna do?
What else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And so no, I'm not perfect. It's not easy.
Right.
The company could always be bigger. The family could be stronger. We could be more organized. But it's a learning process.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about what the next year has to hold for my family, for my company, for all of the people around me. I think that we're all heading in a really, really good direction, and that it all plays into each other.
For sure. Well, and I love how you even say, it's not just you guys that you have help, because I feel like so many people who do succeed are like, I'm just well organized.
That's what Instagram people want you to think.
Yeah. No, actually, I had Karen watch my kids for 13 days while I busted my butt doing this. So
exactly. Like the mom that works the night shift because it's easier on her schedule to not have to pay a babysitter to watch her children in the daytime. You don't think about the fact that she's got to let someone watch her kids long enough for her to sleep so that she can work that night and go and be a human the whole next day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
she's hustling it out, but we all get by with that help. And I think that's the biggest thing to remember when you're trying to stay humble about stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that nobody gets anywhere without any help.
No one. That's for sure. That is for sure. How has that, helped to grow your children? What have they been learning? And
I think that my children are naturally very empathetic, giving human beings.
Yeah.
Whether I'm the one that birthed them and raised them, I'd say that all of them are in that way. They're very loving and very kind, strong and opinionated, which I can expect nothing less from them because they're exposed to a very different world than we were.
Right.
A world that challenges them, not only in school,
Yeah.
but media. I challenge my children. We have
Right.
conversation on a different level because they're not babies.
Right.
They're not babies. I want them to think for themselves and have an opinion and be passionate about something, whether that's other people or standing up for themselves or my 9-year-old and my 7-year-old were like, we want to be in the Olympics. Well,
yeah.
I love them, but at 7 and 9, it's already too late to be in the Olympics. So having to break it to your children that, baby, you can be the best gymnast in the world, but you're probably not going to make it into the Olympics. That's not, it's like counterproductive. I want them to be realistic human beings.
Okay.
So we talked about the fact that Olympic athletes, they train from the time that they're little,
Yeah.
their whole lives just to compete in these events every 4 years.
Yeah.
And I want them to respect that good things come from hard work.
Yeah.
And that was like today, our family got to upgrade our life, get a vehicle that actually held all 1 million of my offspring. And that was a big deal.
Yeah.
And my daughter looks at Randy, who is her stepdad, and says, I know that we got this car because you guys work so hard. It was one of those I'm not crying, you're crying kind of moments. Because that is the stuff that you're in it for.
Yeah.
You want those moments.
The heart melters.
And that, yeah.
Yeah.
Where your kid realizes that it wasn't Santa Claus.
Yep.
And it wasn't the Easter Bunny. And that grandma didn't come buy you a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
That mom and dad worked their butts off.
Yep.
And this is what happens with hard work.
That's good. That's great.
And so I think that's like the proof in the pudding right there that we're doing something, right?
Yeah.
Showing them that if you work hard, that good things come from it. That when we help people, that good things come from that.
Yeah.
They have a huge sense of community, and I love that about them.
Why go out when you can stay in? Lady Alex specializes in fun ladies' night in parties. Pick a craft, pick some drinks, and let's make it an adult house party you'll want to have over and over again. That's important.
We got the scooter girls in the neighborhood, right?
Okay.
So the scooter girls are like the gang of girls that live in the other cul-de-sac, and they all ride Razor scooters. And they come over, and they're like, hey, can Avery and Evan play? And I don't particularly care for these kids because I think that they have attitude. But my kids love them.
Okay.
They just want to play.
Right.
And have more friends.
Socialize.
And sense of community.
Right.
And I can't get in the way of that. That's that child hierarchy that you can't really intervene in. But I love that about them. And I don't want to take that away from them. As much as I want to be like, did those girls come over after your brother came out? Yeah, they didn't want to play with me before, but they want to play now. And I'm like, baby, that's not someone being a very good friend. And she goes, no, they're my best friends.
Oh.
It breaks your heart.
Yeah.
It breaks your heart. You want to be like, no, I'll protect you. But they're learning those life lessons, and I think that's
Well, and all I know is from learning from my own mom.
Ugh.
Whenever she talked poorly about one of my friends, it only drove me more for them.
Right, and that's why I left it at that.
Yeah.
I want you to know, because she was heartbroken. Those girls don't want to play with me. And I go, watch, your brother's going to come home from school, and those girls are going to want to play.
Yeah.
And you bet, as soon as her brother was home, the girls wanted to play.
Girls' clubs are mean, dude. It's hard to survive those girls' clubs.
Yeah, well, I'd like the women's clubs to be a little bit nicer.
I'm super stoked. I'm in it for all the women who want to be awesome. That's all I
The power ladies.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
So, what do you have? What's like your next 5-10 years looking like? What's your goals? Your dreams? Your big aspirations?
The goals and the dreams and the big aspirations for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a lot to do. I mean, there's a company to grow.
Right.
And children to raise.
Yes.
In 5 years, my...
So lots of nurturing.
I was going to say, my fetus will be...
An actual holdable baby?
She'll be 5. She'll be going to kindergarten. My children will all be in school.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. So Evan is 9. That'd make him 14.
Whoa! That freaked me
9, is that the right
out.
math? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14? Yeah, 14.
14. I'm not proficient in math. I'm not gonna lie.
I just know that there's someone listening right now. It's like, 9 plus 5 is not 14.
Yeah, my 6-year-old.
Stop judging me. But I think that, yeah, we have a lot of nurturing to do. We're going to buy our first home.
Yeah.
I'd love to be in a position where Randy doesn't have to work a part-time job just in case, and he can focus 100%
on the business.
On cutting trees. It's what he loves.
Yeah.
And I would love to grow this dream of his into something magical for our family. He says we're building an empire, something to leave behind to our children.
Which is incredible. It's something awesome, and I'm glad that you have that. But it sounds a lot like Randy's dream. What are your dreams?
That is Randy's dream. I don't dream about trees.
Right.
I'm a thick lady. I like the ground.
Ooh, firs.
No trees. I love healthcare, and one day my life will allow for healthcare to come back in. And I've accepted, and I'm totally okay with that because I am a mother, that this is my family's time.
Right.
It's my family's time to grow, to go to school, to focus, have extracurricular activities, and for mom to be able to get them to soccer practice or cheer or wherever they want to go.
Yeah.
Because I will get my time. I had my time before my children, and I had lots of fun, and I went to school, and now I've got kids and responsibilities, and while that doesn't hinder me, because I do caregiving on the side, so I get my little taste of when I'm not pregnant, I do caregiving on the side.
Okay.
I get that little taste of healthcare, and that kind of appeases me because I do love it so much.
Yeah.
But in 5 years, I want to be getting ready to go back to school. I want to get my degree to be a surgical tech. I want to be able to work back in the medical field full time once my children go to school.
Yeah.
What is stopping me then? Then there's really no excuse. And we all make excuses for ourselves. I got a list 1,000,000 miles long of why it's just not the right time. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean that time's being wasted. There's so many good things coming. And so I'm excited for the journey of the next 5 years because I think that'll be a huge turning point in my life.
Yeah.
5 years will be a big deal.
How old will you be? If you mind me asking.
I will be...
Right.
So I'm going to be...
Right in the prime age.
If we're talking from right now...
Right now.
I would be 34 years old.
That's perfect age.
Yeah.
Start all
what did
your
they say?
dreams.
35 is the new 34, and that's just what we just shifted so we feel better about ourselves?
Yeah. 34 is the new 19.
Well, the world is not the same. My dad at 30 years old had opportunities to him that I'll never see.
Yeah.
He has no college degree and makes well over 6 figures just because he knew the right thing
at the right time.
At the right time.
Yep.
And those opportunities don't exist anymore because they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to go tell this guy and we're going to steal it.
That was a good idea. Thank you for not patenting that because I'm going to do that exact thing because I know you're not going to.
Exactly. So... playing with the cards that I've been dealt, I think that we're doing pretty good. The next 5 years should be something really fun, productive. It's not going to come without its trials and tribulations, and I will never fool myself into thinking that it's going to be smooth sailing from here on out. But
totally smooth sailing.
I'm so down for the ride, and I know that I have, amazing people around me that are... ready to go on that journey with me.
Heck yeah.
And that is more than I can ask for because it means that I'm at the very least not going to fail.
That is true. I mean, or you're all failing.
Yeah, you're all going down with me.
We're all not going to fail. We're going to keep us afloat.
I always tell Randy, he is a very black and white kind of individual. It is success or failure. And I could never disagree with that more. He's too hard on himself. It is not success or failure. We're just learning.
Right.
Just because you didn't do it the way that you had hoped, or it took longer, or in Randy's case, it cost more money. It's all it cost more money than I thought. It's not a failure.
Right. It's all a learning experience.
It's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now you don't have to learn that lesson way later down the road.
Exactly. And that's, I think, I wish more people would take it that way.
True. Don't forget to like and subscribe to hear more about how amazing our local female community is in challenging themselves to make an incredible place to live. Next week, we have an awesome opportunity to chat with maybe you, so be sure to come back and hang out with us again. I have a quote that how you're explaining your next 5 years really, resonates with me. It says, the trees know that you can be still and grow at the same time. And it kind of, that's by Chris McGowan. And I really feel that how you're saying, you want to be there, you want the medical field, but you're okay right now letting your tree business grow, letting your children grow, and being that mom to them. Because those are years you're never going to get back.
Exactly.
And you're still growing just because you're not doing exactly what you want to be doing in this very moment. You are doing exactly what you want to be doing in this very moment.
There is a time and a place for everything.
Yeah.
And,
that's really awesome.
And I couldn't agree with the quote more. That, yeah. Just sometimes it's nice to be still.
Yep.
I've moved a lot. I've done a whole lot of moving and grooving. And I can tell you that being still brings the most peace and comfort.
Yeah, that's true. It's nice to just relax too for a moment in the space that you have created.
Yes.
You took a lot of time and effort to make this.
To create this
whole
person
family.
And this life.
Yeah.
It's always stop and enjoy it.
Yeah. That's good. You got to revel in your hard work.
A busy person's time is the most valuable thing.
Yep.
And so remember that when life gets crazy, that's like, this is the most valuable thing, is to stop.
Yep.
To stop, embrace that moment with your significant other, with yourself.
Yeah.
Be like, wow, I'm doing it.
Yes, for sure. All right. So for those people who are listening to your wonderful story and thinking, whew, that would be so tiring. She has so many kids. She does all the things all the time. I can't even believe that she is also creating a human life. What do you do that gives you that you time, brings you back when things get a little out of control?
I do lash extensions.
Ooh, is this a plug?
I am obsessed. It's my one thing. It gets me 2 hours a month.
Okay, yeah, that's not very much.
No, because it's hard to cut that time in. But that's 2 appointments, and I turn my phone completely silent. It doesn't even vibrate.
Ooh.
And I lay there, and she plays awesome music, and she does my lashes, and then I look like a beautiful, princess fairy when I wake up in the morning, and I don't even have to do anything. And that in itself is not only therapeutic to go, but it makes you feel nice about yourself.
Yeah.
It's a little bit extra. It's not for everybody, but I do. I love it. I don't get my nails done. I am a 2019 woman, so I do get my hair done.
Right.
But it's the one thing that belongs to no one else.
Right.
It is 100% all mine.
I think it's very important, especially in such a busy life like you have, to carve out time just for you.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be something that costs money. I am not above walking around Walmart with no money in my wallet. I can't buy anything right now, but I really need to chill out.
Yeah.
And it's important. I can't stress that enough. The world will tell you to rest and then ask you to do just a few more things before you do that. Mm-hmm. And it's important to remember that your time has value.
Right.
And that also means that you have to value your time.
Right. That's true. So how do you manage that with so many kids and so many things, always wanting more from you? How do you make sure that you get your time? It's just a non-negotiable.
Sometimes it is, sometimes you sacrifice. I mean, that's definitely, there's a give and a take, but I strongly feel that it's important that you have something to offer your family.
Right.
And if you don't have anything left,
Yeah.
then what is it to offer? You're so burnt up.
Yeah. You can't fill from an empty cup.
Exactly. Where's it going to come from? And since I am the life source for all of these lovely succubus human beings, then I have to have something to offer them.
Which is true, and you do.
And sometimes I do. And sometimes I cry and go, I don't understand what you people want from me. Because I'm a human too.
Right.
Just like every other mom.
Right.
1 kid, 7 kids. We all struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same struggle, just different stories.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming down to our studios.
Thank you so much for having me.
I had such a blast getting to talk to you and delve more into your story and more about this wonderful tree business. And
It's very exciting. If you want a free quote, here in the Grand Valley, you can look up Top Notch Trees.
Okay, where are we going to find you? That's anywhere?
I was going to say you can put it into Google, you can put it into Facebook.
Okay.
We at Top Notch Trees LLC. And I would be happy to help you out.
Awesome.
I will be the one answering your messages and your cell phone calls for that free quote, girl.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll take a look at your Facebook and get you promoted on our page.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you again for coming in.
Absolutely.
Are you a rock star female of Western Colorado who's constantly working your butt off to achieve your goals? Would you like a chance to tell Lady Alex and your friends about your passions? Big or small accomplishments, I'm calling all awesome moms, bosses, wives, and all-around lady bosses out to be on the new Say What podcast with Lady Alex. Finally stop trying to make yourself smaller and spotlight all your accomplishments that make you a rock star role model of the week. You can apply on Facebook at Bare Elements, subject line Podcast Opportunities. One of my favorite quotes has got to be the one that says, "Divorce doesn't scar children. Selfish parents with insecurities do." I think that Victoria has managed to teach us all that although many components of life will forever be creating the world you live in, it's first important to realize not everything needs your reaction. Standing in this still space, allowing those personalities who may have wronged you to always love your children, cheer them on to success, that can't be wrong. Let's choose not to create generations of spite, but those of love and patience. For in a world where we can put our differences aside is a world where we all succeed. Be sure to head on back next week as I bring an amazing wife, mom, and marketing guru, Caitlin Fix, to the 27 Studios, and we talk about all the rad things that she's gotten herself into. If you like this podcast and found any value in my words, please like and subscribe. Snap a picture and post it to your social media, and don't forget to tag me to get recognition in future episodes. That's a wrap.